So we do have a little bit more news whenever it comes to the auction house. Once again, they did a negative change once again, which is very much not surprising. But at the same time, this video is going to be a video that I've been working on for probably like over like maybe a year and a half now, just getting the resources and just looking into stuff and just learning about different things about Gaijin. But it's incredibly important, I think, for this video to come out now because it's showing a light to me, at least to me, whenever it comes to just the financial situation of Gaijin and some of the like weird decisions that they're just making in general is kind of painting a like brighter light every single day that I was like planning on making this video. So basically what we're looking at right now is another negative change. So they've made it now to where you can't even see the top 100. So you can only see the last 6 places. And each one of these is 25. So literally worthless. Like this tells me nothing of how much the like top like 2% of people are like spending on this whole entire thing now. But you can still go in here and you can put 2,000 and you can hit buy. You agree? Buy that, then you're in there, right? That's crazy. So now, even if you're a mega well, you have no clue what you should even spend on this. It's completely gambling now, whenever it comes to even the amount. And yeah, this is basically just still anti-consumer. I can't believe that they've actually made this worse. And in my opinion, I'm kind of sick of talking about it, but I know this is going to go down a deep, deep path of where, yeah, they're going to introduce this sort of thing. People are just going to forget about it, which is basically what has happened right now. And it's going to turn into the same thing loot boxes have, of where they'll put vehicles in this at some point. They'll put unique vehicles that never seen the light of day for free whenever it comes to Warthunder. And instead of paying like $20 whenever it comes to the event vehicles, you'll be paying like $2,000. So congratulations. If you don't think this is a terrible thing, like it's going to be at some point. And I highly, highly, highly suggest that you actually read into this and learn about this whole entire system, because at some point it's going to affect pretty much you whenever it comes to this game. It might not now. There's not a lot of people who want this sort of thing whenever it comes to a profile icon and couple skins. But looking at it in the future wise, when there's a vehicle in this, people are going to be very, very upset. So basically what I want to do with this video is I want to talk about the concept of putting all your eggs into one basket. We've recently seen something very similar to this with the TikTok situation, which is going to be something we cover just slightly. But a lot of businesses, and I don't mean the people who put up like meme clips or something like that, but like let's just say you had a pizza shop, right? And you use TikTok to actually market your pizza, and then you put it out there, and then you were able to get more customers through it, right? A ton of businesses were doing that. Whenever there was the actual TikTok ban coming in to effect, and people were worried about that sort of thing, they just realized I put all my eggs into one basket, and guess what? Since I did that, I don't have anywhere else to go. And that's one of the big things that a lot of people don't realize is like if you ever put everything into just one thing, at some point it's probably going to fail, something is going to change, and you're going to have to pivot. And most of the time when that pivoting happens, you're not able to do it just because, well, it was kind of a hard thing to get through. So the best thing to do is actually multiply your like stuff, and instead of just putting it into one thing, you put it into multiple things. So like for example, in the TikTok situation, you should have already been doing YouTube shorts, you should already been doing Instagram reels, you should have already been doing pretty much everything that was short form content if that was your sort of niche, right? So the same thing happens with video games. Warthunder is Gaijin's pretty much like pay pig in a way. It's like one of the best things that makes them money, right? But they know at some point there's going to be something that changes. There's going to be loss of interest within the game. They're going to run out of content. They're going to do something that just makes the game overall do worse than it's been doing the last couple of years. And that's why you see all these games right here. You see Enlisted, you see Crossout, you see Modern Warships, you see Curse for Wad, which I mean this game's pretty much always almost dead anyway. But Star Conflict, and then you also have War Thunder Mobile here at the bottom. And that's not even the biggest thing. Like there's more games than this, and we're going to talk about that. But the thing that people don't ever talk about is the concept of having your eggs in too many baskets, where some of them have started rotting away, or some of them are just so small where they don't even matter. And that's the problem that I feel like Gaijin has definitely went down right now, because instead of just focusing on like 2 or 3 games, they've now put out like all of these games are live service right here. Like imagine you're just having to like what 7 live service games you're having to promote, you're having to market, you're having to get people to work on. Like, that's insane. I don't know of any other company in the world who runs 7 live service games and actually succeeds. And that's one thing War Thunder has at doing. And to be quite honest with you, if I would have to guess, I would probably want to say War Thunder, Enlisted, and maybe these two, Modern Warships and then War Thunder Mobile, are the games that actually give them any money. Crossout, maybe, but Curse for Wad, Star Conflict, 100%. The player base on those games are pretty much dead. So they're still getting updated at least a little bit, but at the same time, they're definitely not in the highlight that they used to be. So that's the big thing about this, is that there's 7 live service games right here, and Gaijin has basically multiplied into different areas of gaming, which I mean makes a lot of sense. It would have made a lot of sense if they would have had War Thunder Enlisted, and then they would have had like a third game like War Thunder Mobile, and that's the three that they actually went on to. But having this many to me is just kind of crazy. Now, also, this ain't it. They have more. And that's the surprising thing. And this is the thing that actually makes me a little bit concerned is because once again, I said, if you're putting your eggs into a lot of baskets, there's going to be some that are just straight up rotten. And this is one of them. You know who these guys are? Good old Mike and Oxy playing Age of Water. And I don't know why the live stream failed. Oh, there we go. Yeah, it's Mike and Oxy playing Age of Water, which was a game that came out, I believe, like last year, but it wasn't on Steam until recently. And basically, overall, this game, I mean, it doesn't really have that many players. I think it's like 201. I'll put it on the screen now. But it's made by Gaijin, or it's like published by Gaijin. So they're doing the marketing for it. I mean, as you can see, the marketing team for Warthunder is playing this game right now with Mike and Oxy. They're also enlisted. I believe they're also crossout as well. There might be like some people that are different for crossout. But as you can see, Gaijin themselves are stretching even their marketing team pretty thin whenever it comes to just gaming in general. And behind the scenes, like that's probably the biggest thing to note is like who are the developers who are actually like going and helping these like companies make these games. And honestly, that's something a little bit concerning. All right, so you might say, well, I mean, Gaijin has Age of Water right here. Do they have any more? Yes, these are 4 games right now, which are coming to Steam very, very soon. So you have Active Matter, you have Aces of Thunder, which is basically a War Thunder clone with VR, so virtual reality. And then you have Cubic Odyssey, which was kind of funny, actually. We'll click on it right quick. This game literally just looks like Minecraft. It looks like one of the Minecraft clones that you would have found on like your Xbox 360, like arcade store or whatever it was. Remember like Castle Miner Z and all them? Literally just reminds me of that sort of thing. But it's literally just Minecraft, but looks a little bit different. You can travel to space in it. Yeah, as you can see right there, it's made by a different developer, but it's still Gaijin publishing it. So the question that remains to me is like, how much is like too much? And I feel like at this point, whenever it comes to just Gaijin in general, they're stretching everything so thin to where they're having to still rely on this game right here. They're having to rely on War Thunder to pretty much pay for all these projects because some of them are just not making any money. I mean, Curse Foad, for example, I mean, it's still on Steam. You can still go play it right now and you can still buy stuff in it. It barely gets any updates, but I would be like very surprised that some of these games are just like net negative whenever it comes to their finances. And I think that's kind of a problem, especially now with so many games that Gaijin has. They're still expanding. They're still pushing the envelope whenever it comes to how many games they can put out. I mean, this one right here is literally just an Enlisted clone, but with different things. It literally just looks like Enlisted. I mean, some of the like textures are even the same when it comes to like just looking at it. I mean, look at the like style and everything. It's literally just Enlisted with like modern weapons. I mean, at least that's just crazy. And as you can see right there, Gaijin Network Matter Team, which is just pretty much an offshoot of Darkflow, if I remember correctly. So they did help develop Curse Foad. So as you can see, Matter Team. Then we go to Gaijin right there, and then we can see all the other stuff. But to me, at least, this is just crazy. This is insane to me that like nobody really knows about this. No one knows that Gaijin is like a publisher now. They're trying to become a publisher, but at the same time, I don't know. I mean, Aces of Thunder down here, if you've not heard about it, it's basically just War Thunder, but with virtual reality. I don't know exactly why this couldn't just be put into War Thunder itself. I mean, maybe there was different reasons behind it, but I mean, like, it just seems kind of stupid. Same thing goes with like the War Thunder mobile games. Like we go here to Modern Warships and then we do War Thunder Mobile. Both of these games are pretty similar. If I remember correctly, looking at Modern Warships, it had a little bit more like fantasy stuff in it. But like, it's 2 mobile games that basically almost do the exact same thing. So why do we have them? Why wouldn't you just combine them into like the same game? Like that's to me at least is just what's kind of crazy. And then even after all of that, we have another game, which was they used this thing to demo their Daegor engine. It's a very interesting little video. Basically, they're trying to justify the Daegor engine being better than Unreal Engine for some reason. And a lot of people did point out that like you literally use other assets within Daegor to just make it look a little bit better. So definitely a little bit sketchy with that one. But as you can see right here, Daegor engine for an unannounced new game. So they have another game coming out at some point. And the thing about it is, if we look at the actual like date, it's not Active Matter because Active Matter was actually released right here, and then this one was the one that we just went into. So it's another game even after Active Matter, which is just crazy. Like so, yeah, I don't know. I mean, like Gaijin themselves are still even like getting new games to come aboard, and the question I really have is like, Is Warthunder like this is actually a really good thing. I didn't really notice this till now. Is Warthunder's arrows like is the arrows pointing down to here, down to there, and Warthunder is basically what's funding all this sort of stuff. Even though some of these games, I bet you could not survive on their own. If Warthunder was not here, I bet you some of these games would never existed, and they also just never would even like tried to do. So yeah, that's a concern that I've had. I definitely think it's worth pointing out that War Thunder in general is pretty much like the reason majority of these games are alive. It seems like Gaijin has definitely wanted to try to become a publisher rather than a game developer over the last couple of years because, well, they basically have right here, build your game, join our team, and you can join their team through like all their sort of stuff whenever it comes to like actual roles and everything. But you can also promote your own game through their incubator program. So it's definitely interesting, a little bit concerning at the same time. But yeah, what do you guys think? I'm still very, 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 very shocked that they actually did this sort of thing to the auction house because now instead of knowing as a well how much you need to spend to basically get this profile icon, you have to guess, which is a gamble, and it's very sad. So yeah, I hope everyone has a wonderful day, and we'll see you guys in the next War Thunder video.